Okay, functions, we have some notes to take. I will tell you what ones we need to write down, and some we're just gonna kind of go over. So when we talk about some basic terminology, when we go into our trig unit, we need to know that a line is determined by 2 points, and that we can pick any 2 points that are on a line. So in this particular one, the line that we're gonna call is AB, because there's only those 2 points that are named. So then another thing is that a line segment is the line in between the points. So when we're looking at that, it is right here. So there are no arrows. There are no arrows. It's a line segment, and then a ray goes one direction. So it starts at one point and goes through another point, and it goes in one direction. It can go any direction, but one nonetheless. Its line goes 2 directions. So now, an angle consists of 2 rays in a plane with a common endpoint. The sides of the 2 rays are the sides of the angle, and the common endpoint is going to be the vertex. So this is all kind of review from geometry. An angle's measure is generated by the rotation about the vertex. All right, now this is the stuff that you need to put in your notes. So I would definitely draw this picture that you have your initial side and your terminal side. And then do make note that this little piece of the angle has an arrow and it's directional. So we're going to get into why it's going in this direction versus another one, but do make sure you have an arrow. So when you draw this picture and you hit pause, make sure you have all of that. Okay, here's why. When we talk about a positive angle, that means that we are going to go from the initial side all the way around to this terminal side, and we are going to be going counterclockwise. When it's negative, we're going to start from the initial side, and we will be going clockwise, going this way. So note that these arrows are telling me what direction we're going. And that's because this is a large angle and this is a smaller angle. This is a positive angle and this is a negative angle. So do make sure you hit pause, make sure you get this in your notes. All right, so types of angles. So then we have a complete rotation of a ray whose angle's measure is 360, so that would be an entire circle, right, from one point to the same point. And then 1/360th of a complete rotation gives an angle who measures 1 degree. So we're going to kind of use that idea. It's typically, I don't know that we need this in our notes, but it's just some information. If you want to get it in your notes, go ahead and hit pause. Again, just a review of the different types of angles. An angle smaller than 90 degrees is an acute. Right at 90 degrees is going to be a right angle. Above or greater than 90 degrees is going to be obtuse, and then if we have a straight line, then it is a straight angle at 180 degrees. This is a slide you need to hit pause. You do need to get this in your notes. So you might have been asking yourself, well, why is it that the angles are positive when they're going counterclockwise? It kind of feels like that doesn't seem right. But the reason why is if we look at this coordinate, when we look at quadrant 1, everything in here is positive. The x's are positive, the y's are positive. So if we're going this direction, the first numbers that we see are all going to be positive numbers. So that's why when you're going this direction, it's going to be all positive. Now if we were to go down, like let's say the line came over here, let's say we have a ray over here, and we were to go downwards the same, then that would be all the numbers down here are negative, right? On the y-axis, they're all negative. So we're going down, we're going negative things. So that's why when we go this direction, it's positive, and this direction is negative. Well, I don't know if that's why, but that's what makes sense to me. Also, so an angle in its standard position means that we are going to be at, the vertex is going to be at the origin, which is right here. That's the origin, 0, 0. And that it's the initial side is right along the x-axis, right there. And so both of these, so even though this one is, the terminal side is in quadrant 2, the initial side still is in that same spot right here. And the way that I remember the initial side versus the terminal side, I think of a door, like a kitchen door that swings left, back and forth. And the door part is the terminal side. So if I were to enter in a terminal, I'd have to go through a door and that moves. So that's the way I think of it. So go ahead and hit pause and make sure you get this in your notes. All right, so this is just saying that there are some special notes, special angles. Oh, I do that. Hold on, let me get rid of that. So that means that you're going to have some that land on the X or Y axis. So at 90 degrees, that's right on the Y axis. At 180 degrees, that's right on the X axis. 270, again, that's on the Y axis. 360 is right on the X axis. So those are the special kind of angles. I like to think of them as like anchor angles. They like tell me where they are on the coordinate plane, and I can kind of figure out what's going on in between them. But this is what they're called, and so make sure you get this in your notes. And then our last slide of the day is these coterminal angles. So when you want to do a complete rotation, so right here we have this terminal side of 60 degrees, but to do 420, we'd have to go all the way around 360 and then add another 60 degrees, and we would get 420, and it would be in the same position. So these little spirals, and this is a positive angle, so these spirals are important. These spirals indicate that we're going around one time plus some. This one right here has a coterminal of 110 degrees, so these 110 degrees and 830 degrees are both coterminal. Again, you start on that initial side and you're going to go around and around and around until you get to it. It is important that you get all of those spirals. I will be posting a video tomorrow with some examples, and I think I'll have some examples of these, but it is important that you get all the spirals, so make sure you hit pause and you get this in your notes. If you have any questions, please come to class with them. Otherwise, you can email them to me. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you later.